It's Thursday, the 18th of October, and Monika is car vlogging. I think. We'll see how far I get. Garbage day too. There's garbage out all over the, everyone puts their garbage out because we have trash pickup once a week here, which is a nice little benefit that we have. We never used to have trash pickup when I first moved here, so it's, you know, come a long way. Very low temperature, 33 degrees outside, and I had ice on the car this morning. It was like crazy. I came out to the car, I put my coffee cup on the car, figuring I needed to open the door because Jay had left much earlier than I did. And I just put the coffee cup down on the hood, the roof of the car, and then I put my hands down to open the car door, and didn't even touch the door handle when my coffee cup slid across a thin layer of ice and went all over the place. I just couldn't, it just slid shoo, right down the curve of the hood of the car, which totally freaked me out big time. But anyways, I'm sure you don't really care about all that. So I'm going to try this little car vlog. I don't know how long I'm going to go. Hopefully not too long, because I have a lot of fails with car vlogs. I try them, I stop, you know, something happens, I delete them because they're mindless, stupid blabble. But so today I figured I would talk about something that is kind of mindless, stupid blabble, but at least it has some sort of a theme. Two things. One is I want to change the name of my channel. You know, it's not a secret that I'm a real estate agent, and there are times when real estate clients Google my name or search for me on the internet and they find my YouTube channel. When in the beginning, my YouTube channel, I branded my name. I did a really good job on self-branding. You know, that was the whole goal. The whole goal was brand your name. And in the beginning, I had some real estate videos. I had a lot of lifestyle videos, and I've always been more of a lifestyle vlogger, meaning I love to share things that are going on in my life. Why, I don't know. Areas that I visit, you know, more than that than anything else. It's usually just the, you know, the areas, the things that I love to see and do. So I do have a second channel, which is purely real estate, a very, very small, tiny, itty bitty little channel, which I don't have a whole lot of content on, but I want to build that up just for the real estate end of my life and business. And then I have another channel that is just the school, the real estate school channel. So, you know, one is Monika McGillicuddy Real Estate Professional, I think, and the other one is just Ronnie School of Real Estate, so that's branded to the school. But this one is Monika McGillicuddy, and I was thinking, you know, I'm not traditionally a beauty channel. I'm not a skincare channel traditionally at all, because I'm on the journey like you are. So I'm learning. I'm just learning more publicly than, you know, than maybe most. But so I'm just sharing my ups and downs and my path, but I also share a lot of my lifestyle. So I want to use my first name, so Monika's Lifestyle, Monika's whatever. I just am drawing a total blank. So if you guys have, I like that. If you guys have anything you want to contribute, suggestions of potential name changes for me, I would love them. I'd love it if you shared it in the comments. I really, really would, because I'm like so stumped, and I've been thinking about this for a while. I just haven't done it, you know. And so, you know, please, if you have any ideas, no matter what they are, put them in the comments. Doesn't mean I'm going to use them, but I just need some brain food for that, and you guys can feed my brain on that a little bit. That would be super awesome. The other thing that I always like, because I do more vlogging type videos, I'm always curious about other YouTube content creators. Some of them I know really well. You know, I have that core, I don't even want to call it a core group, but you know, we all have friends in real life, and I have a group of YouTubers that are friends that I feel a really strong connection to. Maybe we have a lot in common. We talk about the same things. Maybe we're the same age group. Maybe we have, you know, careers, and we're juggling, you know, a whole bunch of different things. So there are a core group of YouTubers that I follow and support all the time. and I'll watch their videos and when I can, no matter what the topic is. But my preferred videos are, I actually do like lifestyle vlogging. I follow, and I mentioned this in a previous video, that I follow sailors. And that was like when it came off a little bit kind of funky. But years ago, when I really started to watch more YouTube videos, and again, my channel's been around since 2009, so I'm not, you know, I'm not a new channel. I'm an old channel that's just had extremely slow to zero growth, but in the last 3 years it's grown nicely. But anyway, so I started originally watching a lot of RVers because Jay and I RV. And so there was this one couple, Gone with the Winds. I think it's WYNNS. They travel the country in their RV and they have 2 cats. And I'm just, honest to goodness, I absolutely fell in love with watching their videos. I enjoy their travels. I enjoy their ups and downs. And there was a number of other RVer channels that I watch as well, but that was probably the very first one I got hooked on. And at one point, they made the decision to sell their RV and get a boat and travel the oceans. And so that's exactly what they are. So if you ever, it's Nikki and Jason, they're 2 cats, Gone with the Winds. I'll link it below. So now they're out traveling in their boat. They're over in the South Pacific, and oh my gosh, what an adventure. They publish once a week. So when I said I follow sailors, I do. I follow Nikki and Jason, Gone with the Winds, and they're on a boat, and I follow a few other sailing families, couples that have ditched the traditional lifestyle, and some of them started in an RV and now they're also RVing and boating. Some of them sold their RV and doing pure boating, but they live an alternate type lifestyle, off the grid in many ways, but they're all YouTubers. So yeah, I find that really super fascinating. So that's a pleasure of mine, something that you probably all don't know, but you know, and I think the reason I'm talking about this is because I often do wonder, what, beyond YouTube, what are your passions? What do you like to do? I mean, in the season, I'm an RVer, I camp, I go to the beach, I do a lot of walking, but I can't always do that. And in New England, where I live, we have a very cold late fall and horrible winter. So oftentimes in winter, you're just doing nothing but working and coming home, and it's pitch black at 4:30 at night, which totally stinks big time. But anyway, so I often wonder, you know, geez, what do you guys like to do for, you know, what's your guilty pleasures or your secret things that you like to do? So I follow and watch a lot of sailing videos. I also am an avid audiobook person, and I used to be an avid reader. I love to read novels. I love to read anything. Years ago, many years ago, and Mary Allen and I can relate to this because we often talk Outlander talk. Mary is one of my wonderful subscribers, and I know probably many of you that are also Outlander folks. But anyways, Outlander, I started to read the Outlander books, I don't know, 25 years ago when they first came out. And Davina Porter, who reads the audiobooks, when I first started to listen to the audiobook version of the Outlander book, I could not really get into Davina Porter's voice because Diana Gabaldon, who wrote the Outlander series, she's just such a flowery writer and writes such long, detailed descriptions. Just amazing. I love her books. Now my ear's itching. Someone's talking about me. Oh, I hope it's good. Anyways, so I bought all the Outlander books when they came out, as they came out in real life, real time, and devoured them. And the author, Diana Gabaldon, is writing one book right now, and she's been writing it for several years, so I don't know when that's going to be published. But audiobooks is what I do today. And I've been doing audiobooks for a long time because I don't have the time to sit and read. So I have all of the Outlander books on audiobooks, and Davina Porter, the reader, has so grown on me. In the beginning, I listened to her and I said, nah, this is not Jamie and Claire. And now Davina Porter is the voice of Jamie and Claire in my mind. Even though I watched the TV series, which I love, which has some twists and turns from the book. It isn't like exactly, you know, to the element of the book, but the context is there, the story is there, and it's just riveting. And so we're all on pins and needles waiting for season 4 of Outlander on the Starz Network. And, you know, I belong to a few different Outlander groups on Facebook, and like I said, Mary Ellen and I chat about Outlander in the comments sometimes. And, you know, you're either an Outlander addict or you're not, but if you've never listened to Outlander or read the book or watched the movie, you know, if you want something that is just an emotional love story, but it's also mixed with history, a little bit of time, well, time travel, so that kind of stretches it, but lots of true historical facts, things that happened, these characters are involved in. Of course, the characters are, you know, fiction, but the story plots and stuff like that, the wars, this and that, all, you know, obviously are all true. So riveting books. And so I, even today, even though I read the Outlander many years ago and listened to the audiobook several times over, even today, the other day, I had to drive up to further away, and I said, I'm going to listen to parts of Outlander again, and I did. You know, I love it. Just absolutely love the storytelling. And the other thing I really like is I like psychological thrillers. So you're going to be going, wow, she's a wacky, wacky lady. I am, probably. Psychological thrillers. And the one that I had just finished maybe 2 weeks ago was a book called The Wife Between Us. And I'll link that if you want. What a twisty and turny book. I could not wait to get in my car to finish listening to the book, because I really only listen to the books when I'm driving. Every now and then when I'm cleaning the house, I have my, you know, have it plugged in, my earbuds, and I'm walking around and stuff like that. Or if I actually do, you know, go out and walk, I have my audiobook playing. But anyways, The Wife Between Us, a psychological thriller, grabbed me from the first part of the book, and twists and turns that you just do not expect all the way through the book. Awesome, awesome book. If you're into that type of a thing, I highly recommend it. The other one that I just finished was The Silent Child. The Silent Child was a little bit more slower to start in the very beginning, but once it started, oh my gosh, did it ever grip me like crazy. It kept me riveted. I kept thinking, oh, who kidnapped the kid? Was it this one? Was that one? Who did? Oh my gosh. My mind was so engaged the whole time. And right now, my mind is in a place that I just want a pure escape. And I'm listening to something called The Cake. It's just a romantic, I don't know, maybe in the day they would have called it more of like a trashy novel, but it isn't. It's not full of, you know, it's not explicit at all. It's just a love story between a rock star who has a lot of scars, mostly emotional and some physical, from when he was kidnapped as a child, and a young woman that he meets who is a waitress, but they meet at a wedding, and she's his complete opposite of what the rock star normally gets attracted to, and they start to bond. And I am enjoying the mindless escape of that story so much. So yeah, every now and then I'll pick up a short book on audiobook like Cake. It's only, I don't know, maybe 6 hours, as opposed to, you know, an Outlander book that might be 24 hours or something. And I will just go on a mindless journey. I love it. And the other things I listen to are, I'm addicted to podcasts. I don't know if any of you have ever had any podcasts or listened to podcasts, but I listen to a lot of, and I hate to admit this one too, like a wacky person here, I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts. And some of the ones that I've been listening to are ongoing, have been, you know, podcasts that once you get caught up to real time on the podcast, it's sort of like they publish something weekly or so, or as things change. And one of the things that I'm listening to is the Missing Mara Murray podcast, which is like amazingly awesome because it is a true crime that happened in New Hampshire. I know the area. I even know some of the people. You know, not the people involved, but the public people, you know, stuff like that. But anyways, so Missing Mara Murray, I enjoy that podcast. I've got a whole list of podcasts. If you're interested in any, you know, of the podcasts, let me know in the comments and I'll list them. But I finished I'm not finished because there are a lot of these are ongoing, but one that I have in my queue that I've been listening to is the Ted Kennedy Chappaquiddick podcast. That was really good. I listened to the Natalie Wood podcast. That was really good. Nothing new, nothing, earth-shattering on there. Most of the stuff that you've already heard about and know about. But I really enjoy that. One podcast that I have a hard time, and I still listen to it, is the one with the porn star. Well, that sounds awful, the one with the porn star, right? But is it John Holmes? And he was a porn star, and it's actually called the Wonderland Killings, because I guess out in California, I don't know if it's a neighborhood street or a town, Wonderland, and he was involved in, somehow the mass murder of a number of people there, not mass, but a number of people that were murdered. And I guess the porn industry, holy moly, who knew, a lot of stuff going on in the porn industry back then anyways. I don't know what it's like today. So, the Wonderland Killers is one that they've got a couple of new episodes out, and I haven't caught up with them yet. But so I have like 9 or 10 podcasts in my app on my phone, and I get noticed when they have a new episode now because I'm caught up to real time on all of them. There were some that I went back to that I hadn't listened completely and all that, and I got caught up. But it's really cool to listen to a podcast, and all of a sudden, whatever in it, that mine are all true crime, and so whatever is happening actually gets solved in the middle of the podcast, which happened out in California when they arrested the Golden Gate Killer. I was listening to that episode, and they switched gears in the podcast. They went right to the live part of it and what was happening, and that is really cool. And Tara Grinstead, that was a case in Atlanta. I was listening to that, and near the end of it when they made an arrest. So how cool is that? So those are a couple of things about me that you might not have known. My little pleasures of audiobooks, podcasts, and things of that nature. Yeah, so what do you like to do when you're stuck in the winter and you can't get out, if you're like me? What are your enjoyments other than watching YouTube videos? Because I think that's a given. I spend a lot of time watching other content creators. I spend a lot of time responding to you guys in my comments, and I love every moment of it. I have a full-time job, so YouTube isn't a job for me, and so I just enjoy sharing, and I enjoy you guys being on this journey with me. And it always amazes me when I read some of your comments, how wonderfully heartfelt they are. And it's like I feel like I know some of you. I see your names over and over and over again. I just feel like I know you. And I would someday love to meet you all. I really would. That would be cool. So anyways, think of a name change. I would love to have your input on that. And hopefully I'll post this. We'll see when I play it back. Long and rambly, car vlog about nothing. But hey, anyways, bye guys.